Why is the Quran needed? Why can't we be moral and believe in God only? Good question. Good question. Well, first of all, your question has nothing to do with... Actually, it does have to do with what I just read, so I'm going to answer it. Because... in the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate, and all praise be to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, and peace and blessings on our Master Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his companions and his family members. خواطري حول القرآن الكريم لا تعني تفسيرا للقرآن. This is something that I made clear as I was doing my own khawatir, or my own reflections, that he's saying my reflections on the Holy Quran doesn't mean it's an interpretation. وإنما هي هبات صفائية. These are like inspired impulses تخطر على قلب مؤمن في آية أو بضع آيات that are received in the heart of a believer in a verse or a few verses. ولو أن القرآن من الممكن أن يفسر, and if it was possible for the Holy Quran to be completely and totally interpreted, لكان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أولى الناس بتفسيره. Then it would have been up to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, to provide such complete and utter interpretation. Like who other than him? Like if such a thing existed, it would have been delivered to us through him, of course. لأنه عليه نزل وبه انفعل وله بلغ وبه علم وعمل. Because on him it was inspired, or on him it was descended, and وبه انفعل, and through him it was applied, or like the spiritual reaction between the Holy Quran and the human being first was experienced through him. وَلَهُ بَلَّغ, and he was the deliverer of it, he delivered its message. وَبِهِ عَلِم, and he was the expert on it. And وَعَمِل, and he applied it. His day-to-day life reflected it. وَلَهُ ظَهَرَتْ مُعْجِزَاتُهُ, and to him the miracles in the Quran were revealed, or were obvious, or appeared. ولكن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم اكتفى أن يبين للناس على قدر حاجاتهم من العبادة التي تبين لهم أحكام التكليف في القرآن الكريم، وهي افعل ولا تفعل. But he, peace be upon him, he thought that, or he thought it was sufficient to just give the people, like the Muslims of his time, enough knowledge and explanation of the Quran that would cover the do's and don'ts, the laws, the mandatory things. Meaning he did not give them, like, all the secret scientific miracles in the Quran. That would have probably caused more harm than good, but he gave them enough to explain to them what they need to do, what they need to avoid, the mandatory things. تلك الأحكام التي يثاب عليها الإنسان إن فعلها ويعاقب إن تركها. Such teachings, or such laws, that if you do it you get rewarded, if you don't do it you get punished. هذه هي أسس العبادة لله سبحانه وتعالى. These are the basis of worshipping Allah سبحانه وتعالى. التي أنزلها في القرآن الكريم كمنهج لحياة البشر على الأرض. That Allah has revealed to us humans as a way of life on earth. Guys, I know you're asking me questions. I'm going to answer like 10 to your questions briefly after each page. So we finish a page, I'm going to check the comments so that you don't feel abandoned. The last thing I want is to disappoint the people that got me here at this point. So you guys are the OGs. YouTube, don't be jealous. Whoever is watching me during the premiere, so fancy, you are the YouTube OGs. Okay, so في القرآن الكريم. أما الأسرار المكتنزة في القرآن حول الوجود, as for the secrets of the universe that are enclosed within the Holy Quran, or kept within the Holy Quran like a treasure. So we're talking about the secrets of the universe, like the earth being round, the planets moving in orbits, all these Islamic Quranic miracles that we have tons of videos on YouTube that cover that subject. So when it comes to these secrets of the universe, فقد اختفى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم بما علم منها. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he thought like what he shared of what he knew of it was enough. لأنها بمقياس العقل في هذا الوقت لم تكن العقول تستطيع أن تتقبلها, because minds of during his time, which is over 1400 years ago, wouldn't have received it well. If you was going around explaining earth and electromagnetic fields and electricity and the water cycle, that would have pushed people away from Islam and caused more harm than good, because minds at that point were not ready to receive such information. وكأن طرح هذه الموضوعات سيثير جدلا يفسد قضية الدين, because if he presented these miracles or these scientific what do we call them? Scientific, when you explore something, you know what I mean. So these scientific facts, thank you Monopoly, if he had shared it back in the day, it would have caused a controversy that would have taken the light away from Islam and just into, listen to what he's saying. How come you believe and follow someone who claims Earth is round and we're not slipping off of it? You can imagine. We're still struggling. Some people are still claiming Earth is flat in 2024. So you can imagine 1400 years ago what this would have caused. ويجعل الناس ينصرفون عن فهم منهج الله في العبادة إلى جدل حول القضايا لن يصلوا فيها إلى شيء. And that would have caused them to have debates and conversations about things that they're not gonna reach anything. It's not gonna change anything. والقرآن لم يأتي ليعلمنا أسرار الكون. And this is huge. Listen up. And I'm talking to Muslims. Predominantly, this series, Quran Aid with Cern, it's geared toward Muslims. My previous year was geared towards non-Muslims. And we saw how they reacted to that. So, with all love and respect, my project is geared to Muslims exclusively. If non-Muslims want to join us, well, by all means, yeah, sure. Yeah, would love to have you. Anyways, so the Quran was not revealed to teach us the secrets of the universe. Okay, this is a book like Dr. Zakir Naik, who's I was part of his international Dawah training program. We both have the same inspiration, the legendary Dr. Ahmadi. Anyways, going on a tangent. Dr. Zakir had this saying that he would say over and over again in his classes, in his lectures. He would say the Holy Quran is not a book of signs. It's not a book of science with a C. It's a book of signs with a G. Sign. Like, oh my God, that's the sign. Not science, the one that we study. So the Holy Quran is a book of signs. Like, read the signs. And that's probably why the verses in the Holy Quran are not called verses. Like in Arabic poetry, when you have a verse in a poem, we call it bayt, which literally means a house, because it houses the meaning of the poem or the verse. But in the Holy Quran, it's called ayat. Ayat means signs, like, oh, that's a miracle, that's a sign. It's called ayat. So, Al-Quran لم يأتي ليعلمنا أسرار الكون. The Holy Quran did not come here to teach us the secrets of the universe. لكنه جاء بأحكام التكليف واضحة وأسرار الوجود مكتنزة. But it came with the laws of do and don't clear, and the secrets of the universe concealed, and we'll know how, we'll know why. I already read this, so you'll know why. حتى تتقدم الحضارات ويتسع فهم العقل البشري. So it was like these secrets in of the universe in the Holy Quran are concealed until civilizations would advance and the human understanding of the universe expands with it, becomes ready to receive, ready to decipher what the Quran said here. Oh, so that's what it means. Oh my God. How come the Holy Quran talks about this like for 1400? Yes. فيكشف الله سبحانه وتعالى من أسرار الكون ما يجعلنا أكثر فهما لعطاءات القرآن لأسرار الوجود. And then Allah reveals from the secrets of the universe what makes us more understanding of the gifts of the Holy Quran to humanity. These scientific facts. فكلما تقدم الزمن وكشف الله للإنسان عن سر جديد في الكون ظهر إعجاز في القرآن. So the more, like, as time goes by and Allah reveals to humans a new secret of the universe, with that comes a miracle. One of the miracles in the Quran gets unlocked. So time goes by, humans understand more things. They read something they didn't understand in the Holy Quran before, and behold, a new miracle just got unlocked in the Quran. It's, if you ask me, that's more miraculous than, for example, the staff of Moses. Once and done, but this is ongoing, much like the religion itself. Ongoing. لأن الله سبحانه وتعالى قد أشار إلى هذه الآيات الكونية في كتابه العزيز. Because Allah سبحانه وتعالى, He hinted towards these ayat, these signs, in these cosmic signs in His holy book. وقد تكون الإشارة إلى آية واحدة أو بضع آيات. And these signs can refer to a group of verses or a single verse in the Quran. لكن هذه الآية أو الآيات تعطينا إعجازا لا يستطيع العلم أن يصل إلى دقته. But these verses, this verse or verses would give us something miraculous that science can't even reach the extent of its accuracy. Water break, everyone. Drink something. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Drink something halal, that is. Imagine watching my live stream and drinking alcohol. Yep, I'm sure someone does it. Someone's probably doing it right now. Anyways, end of page. Let's take your questions. Master says, Saha, Slamli. So, anyone has any questions? And YouTube people, don't be jealous if they get to ask questions and you don't. Well, just join us on TikTok. I mean, if TikTok is still around while you're watching this in the year 2032, I don't know. Probably YouTube is not even there. 2032. So, what questions? And now I'm gonna resist reading reading out loud questions before I read them with my eyes, because what if someone says something that is not YouTube friendly? So I have to be very careful what I read. Yeah. Okay. These are political comments. Not now. We're reading. This is about religion. So I do agree with you on what you just said about which group is causing what, but let's focus on what I just read, please. Any questions? When did I revert to Islam? A few years ago. But when did I decide to activate it in my life? Because of Palestinians a year ago. Yeah. Over a year ago. Oh, that's a good question. GP says on TikTok, why is the Quran needed? Why can't we be moral and believe in God only? Good question. Good question. Well, first of all, your question has nothing to do with... Actually, it does have to do with what I just read, so I'm going to answer it. Because if you say and believe in God only, I'm reading what you wrote, so you believe in God, right? Therefore, you believe that humans were created by God. Anyone who creates anything of value, he would like, I think they call it the modus operandi, which means how to operate this device or this creation. Allah created us and didn't just abandon us. You guys figure it out. I'm too busy. I'm gonna go create something else. You guys, be nice to each other. That's what we do in kindergarten. If you're a bad teacher in kindergarten, that's what you would say. But no, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said in the Holy Quran, He did not create us out of leisure as a plaything. He's not playing around with us. Okay? He created us for a very specific purpose, which is to be His representatives, to manage earth on His behalf. Now, for us to be Khalifa or Mustakhlafina fil Ard, or His representatives on earth, for us to assume that duty, that responsibility, we have to know how to act and react in different situations, how to conduct ourselves, how to interact with this environment that is very physical. We live in a very physical environment, yet we are, and who we really are non-physical beings having a physical journey to enhance that non-physical essence, that nafs, that self. So when Allah created us, He created the way for us to live and conduct each other, conduct ourselves among each other, or while we interact with the world. Now, if what you're saying is, okay, then why can't I just, be good and avoid the Quran. First of all, like, why? Why? You don't buy something, like, if you're smart, you don't buy a very complex device and go like, I don't want to read the manual, I'm just going to figure it out. I'm going to be nice to it. First of all, even if you don't harm the device, which you're bound to do, but even if you don't, you're not going to reap the full benefit of that device. Same thing applies to you. Maybe you're going to be good, but hey, is anyone ever, like, is anyone an angel? No. But hey, let's assume you are an angel and you're going to be good without the Quran. You're going to be good just because somehow you designed a constitution to live by, and I wonder where you got that anyways. But hey, I bet you everything that it comes from religion one way or another, but hey, let's assume you came up with the best way to live your life. Okay, who says that this is gonna, even if you don't hurt yourself in the process or hurt someone else, that doesn't mean that you're living your full potential. It's not just about avoiding hurt, which is huge, but it's also about reaping benefits, living your fullest potential. So that would be my answer to your question. Now, my question to you is, and I don't need an answer, it's just something to think about. Imagine a world where everyone comes up with their own do's and don'ts. Are they going to have an easy time interacting with each other? Or if they all speak the same language, so to speak, if they all operate from the same value system, they know what to expect from each other. They know what to do, what not to do. Which one will help you be the best Khalifa, the best representative on earth? When everyone, because some criminals have very, very interesting set of values. So that could be my neighbor, or that could be my coworker, or that could be someone walking like across the street from me, like. So no. Allah did not create us and just for us to, figure it out.